Serendipity has played a crucial role in science. Some of the most important and revolutionary discoveries have happened with an element of serendipity in them. Examples include penicillin, safety glass, heparin, and even the electric current. With century-old famous stories such as the apple falling on Newton's head that led to F equals ma, it's easy and justifiable to say that science is a field based purely on luck. That being said, it seems that all you need to be an exceptional scientist is to have exceptional luck. So why do we need so much dense, leveled, and sometimes arguably useless education and knowledge to conduct worthy science experiments? Why do we need so much knowledge when major scientific breakthroughs are a result of serendipitous events? On my first day of working in a lab, I received the overview of my project, and my mentor told me that we could submit my project to Intel or Siemens competitions if I get lucky enough and get an interesting result. Of course, I had to read plenty of papers, learn specialized techniques, and correct methodology to do the research and thus receive new knowledge I needed for the project. In my scenario, my area of knowledge, the natural sciences and the ways of knowing, involves imagination for the creation of the project, reason for my readings of past experience relating to the protein I was studying, and maybe a little bit of intuition for when I repeat trials and one time seems a bit wrong. But no matter how much I utilize my resources and my ways of knowing, it seems to all boil down to how much luck and whether the elements that I use work out in the universe's favor. This made me think of how no matter how well and how much knowledge I have of this subject, I will not get recognized for it if I do not have that breakthrough, which is purely due on luck. So this leads me to my knowledge question. How much of natural science discovery is due to pure knowledge, and how much is to serendipity? As an attempt to answer this question, I went to scientists at the National Institutes of Health and asked them what they thought about knowledge and serendipity. I asked them what percentage of scientific breakthroughs do they think will be accounted by their knowledge and how much will be from pure luck. So here's an example of one scientist I talked to, and what she said was really representative of what others thought as well.
5 knowledge, 25 luck. At the best.
Yeah, okay. So you think this because there's a lot of different aspects and there's a lot of different methods and you need your knowledge to know that, but then it's luck based on which path you decide to take and then how well it works?
Exactly, because the science is basically about that you're looking into something that is not known. And you might have a great idea and great theory, but in practice things are often very different. And if you have some idea and you follow it, it might be that you're just missing a small thing that would give you some result that would clarify everything. But if you're not lucky enough to get that small thing, you can spend 10 years working on something and never get results.
She told me that scientific discoveries are 75% luck and 25% knowledge, but then she joked that maybe it's because she's in a bad place. Some other very interesting responses was one that said, it's 100% luck. Wait, 99%. You have to be in the lab. So what we can see here is that his way of knowing is from memory, from past research experience and things that have happened, as well as maybe even some emotion from what has personally happened with him in his own research. It's not one or the other, really. You have to get luck, but perseverance is more important. Dumb, stubborn perseverance. So what we see with this particular scientist, that he has a lot of faith in what he is doing, that the longer he waits, the more that he tries and pursues his goal, that he will get the luck that he needs for a breakthrough. The response that I most personally agree with was one that said, I think that basic research breakthroughs must be based on knowledge or methodology. Pure luck without basic knowledge will not happen, and without deep understanding, you will not encounter luck. Success will always come to those who are the most prepared to receive the luck. So talking about these accidental breakthroughs, every scientist every day will have an experiment and react to it differently. If you're a good scientist and you see something react, he will ponder about it. And during this process of thinking about this result, it will be the knowledge-based and will be very likely to be a new discovery. Without knowledge in the basics, even if that stroke of luck happens right in front of you, you will not be able to recognize it. All scientific knowledge will be based on knowledge, and new breakthroughs are new happenings that you have to catch, and the catching is basically your luck. People in biology will be familiar with Louis Pasteur. He was a French chemist and microbiologist renowned for his discoveries of the principles of vaccination, microbial fermentation, and pasteurization. And he once said, "Chances only favor the prepared mind." Once again, Velcro, Tang, the structure of DNA, even the World Wide Web have all been accidental and serendipitous discoveries. The thing is that these were chance discoveries made by alert, curious scientists who are looking for other things when they happen to come across this fortunate finding. Rather than ignoring their accidental discoveries, these curious, open-minded scientists harnessed their luck. Now let's go in depth about two events that are prevalent to the role of knowledge and serendipity in science. A few years ago, a cardiologist was using beta blockers to treat an infant for arrhythmia. The child happened to have a hemangioma, a benign tumor that can cause serious problems when it develops on the larynx or eye. When the physician noticed that the tumor disappeared after beta blockers were administered, he reported his findings. As a result, the preferred treatment for a hemangioma around the world went from toxic steroids to much safer beta blockers within only about a year. Jessica Kandel, a professor of surgery and chief of pediatric surgery at the Comer Children's Hospital, said, "Now that's in serendipity." So now let's look at an equally fortunate event with an unfortunate outcome. Science is full of stories where serendipity did not happen. The first scientists to detect Buckminster fullerene through mass spectroscopy did not notice the distinctive carbon-60 molecule, as we learned in chemistry class. Buckyballs, as they are called, popped up and the researchers missed it. They really blew it. Donald Levy, the vice president of the Research for National Laboratories at the university. Nobel Prizes have been awarded to related Buckminster fullerene, and that buckyballs later proved to be critical to the development of nanotechnology. Of course, scientists have to explain and justify their work ahead of time in order to secure funding, but many discoveries have been made outside the explicit goals and parameters of the prescribed research. Cannell of the University of Chicago said that being too restrictive is the enemy of new knowledge. It seems to me that those scientists that are so convinced their careers will not get anywhere without the burst of luck are the ones that are so set on finding that one result that will secure what they wrote about in their grants. In our society, where science is like a business and there are labs fighting for funding, it's easy to get caught up in trying to publish the next paper and not actually taking the time looking at every aspect and every result that you get from an experiment. And who knows, maybe that your burst of luck was in that small thing in your test tube that you overlooked. With that being said, discovery of a rare artifact in the archaeology field is basically the same thing as finding that the length of DNA is crucial for intosome assembly in the field of molecular biology. So it really seems that in any field that you are having an experiment or research in, that you need this element of luck in order to succeed, and you need to be in the right place at the right time. In order to get these field breakthroughs, you need to have luck, but the luck really comes from the knowledge that you have and the perseverance that you have with your knowledge. So the more education and the more knowledgeable you get about a certain field or subject, the more likely you will be able to recognize that stroke of luck that will lead to that scientific or any breakthrough. So my personal answer to this knowledge question is that scientific breakthroughs and discoveries are 99% accredited to knowledge and how well you have the basis of the topic that you're researching. However, when you have that 1% stroke of luck, you need 100% knowledge to understand and how to utilize your piece of luck. So my advice for you is to keep on studying and hope for that stroke of serendipity.